and welcome to week 3 of this book group this season, where we're reading Just a Thought by Dr. Amy Johnson. And I'm going to choose a bit today from chapter 8. It's called Impersonal, this chapter, and there's a metaphor that Amy uses which I've heard before but which wasn't taken to the next step which Amy's talking about in this chapter. So I'll read the start of the chapter and then I'll talk about that kind of where she's taking it that bit further. So she says, imagine light pouring through a kaleidoscope. Formless light hits the kaleidoscope and takes form in the shape of colourful patterns. We no longer call those colours and shapes light, although of course they still are. We forget the formless essence and focus on the visible shape our senses can grab onto, which our mind can happily classify and label. Light is now a purple, red and blue triangle pattern. Minds love to know things, so concrete, visible and specific are right up its alley. And I just love that because although I've heard the kaleidoscope metaphor used in terms of the fact, click, 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 every time you turn it, there's new patterns, new colours, like thought changing every moment. Every instant that thinking changes, there's a new pattern in place, there's a new experience happening. Every turn, every instant, that's going on in our experience. But what I'd never heard before was that step back into recognising that all we're seeing when we see those colours and patterns is light showing up as colours and patterns. The same with us. The formless essence that we really are shows up as human beings and trees and words and weather and the whole thing. And then we just get attached and identified with the form, with the objects, because that's what the mind loves. It loves to think it can be right and it can know and it can have certainty. And to do that, it tries to grab onto what looks certain, what looks solid, what looks fixed. Paradoxically, it's the last place to look for certainty because all these things out here change all the time. But the formless essence, that never changes. That never goes anywhere. And that's what we're really looking for. I'd love to know what you hear in this, and I'll see you again next week.